Sports Cards Magazine here with one of the best point guards in the United States, and she validated it again today. We're at the SoCal Holiday Prep Classic in the WNBA Premier Gold Division, of course, with Etiwanda's Puff Morris. 5 threes today, 29. You've been doing it against Lehigh, you've been doing it against Duncanville, did it today against Beckman. Just to be able to have that confidence that whether it's in a set offense, whether it's in transition, whether it's off you creating it off the dribble, whether it's off a pass from one of your great teammates, like just how much confidence do you have right now in your perimeter game? Because we've seen all the other aspects of your game your entire career, but to see you hit 5 threes and that's become the norm for you this year and not an exception. Like, just how much confidence does that give you? Yeah, it gives me a lot. But I work on that shot all the time. Like, I wake up every morning and go shoot as much as I can, and then I'm a believer in Christ, so I have all my confidence lies in Him. So as long as my relationship is good with the Lord, then I know every time I go out there I'll be okay. But I work on that shot all the time. I put a lot of hours in, so just going out there, it's just like any other day. When I go out in the morning or whatever I do. So my confidence comes from there. Most definitely. You have been such an incredible ambassador for the Lord. From the first time that you put on an Etiwanda kit. Coach Stanley and I were reminiscing about TOC and you being part of that group that captured a championship. Obviously, you have an opportunity on Monday night here to capture a championship, but how much has that faith, Aliyahna, sustained you, through obviously some of the best times in your career, but even earlier this season, right, where it was there was some some moments where everybody kind of had to look inward, or they had to really trust in the Lord. How much has that sustained you? Actually, a lot. To be honest, my freshman year, I wasn't too much into faith. I was always a Christian, and I went to church here and there. But over the years, I've definitely grown into that just because of the experiences I've had, even bad days and good days. Because being an athlete, it's very up and down. And my life with the Lord has been very constant. So I know if I have a bad game, it's all part of what He's doing for me. So I don't see myself as just any other person out here, but someone who's walking with God. And as long as I walk with God, there's nothing that can really bother me. Most definitely. How is that also, not only being an ambassador for the Lord, but really being an ambassador and a leader for this group, right? Obviously, all the incredible women that you've had the blessing of playing with during these state championship runs, right? And now it's obviously, while there's still a lot of familiar faces from last year's group, there's a lot of people that have, kind of had to really evolve and develop into roles. So just how important do you feel that leadership, not only in voice, but in demonstration, not only being a leadership in practice, but a leadership in games, leadership in huddles and locker rooms and whatnot. How important has that been for you so far this year? Yeah, it's very important. I feel it's important just for my teammates to see the type of person I am, and I'm glad it's my last year, and I can inspire the younger group because I look up to people when they're older than me. So for me to step in this position and then for them to accept me into this position is a lot bigger. And then I don't want them just to see me as Puff, the basketball player, but an athlete, a student, and a believer in Christ, my biggest thing. But I don't want them to just know me as she's just on my team. No, I want them to really know everything about me. Absolutely. In terms of us being able to learn everything about this Etiwanda team, was obviously we saw early last year, unfortunately when Coach Stan was sick and doesn't make the trip to Texas, and obviously maybe some bumps in the road early on. But anybody that that knows Etiwanda basketball says don't ever judge them based on November and December, because they're going to be there in February and March. So even when the group is 4-4, and obviously some tough challenges in Texas, and obviously a battle with Lehigh and Hawaii and whatnot, did you know in your heart then, and even now as we get set, for another championship game opportunity against either Sidwell Friends or Mission Hills, do you know that this team's heading in the right direction? It's just going to take time to get there. Yeah, right. We're moving in the right direction. It's definitely a lot more growing with this team. We have a lot of new players. We're still trying to find our own identity because this is not the same team as last year or the year before. So we all start off so we're human though. We all make mistakes. We all have bad games and whatsoever. So the beginning of the season, we're not too worried about because it doesn't matter. Once we hit the playoffs and once we're in the game, all that goes away. We're no longer 4-4. We're playing against the team out there. Well, and I mean, this is a group that obviously, falls out of bed and wins 30 plus games, and is always in contention for a Southern Section Open title and a state title. Heck, we saw with Harvard Westlake last year, like they went into the postseason with a losing record and won a state title, just like you ladies did. So it doesn't matter, how many losses early. It matters how many wins late.
Right.
And with that being said, the next challenge, obviously, it's unique in the fact that we're either going to see Etiwanda against Mission Hills or Sidwell Friends in the WNBA Premier Gold Championship game on Monday here at the SoCal Holiday Prep Classic. And whether it's a team from D.C. or a team from San Diego, you have familiarity with both of them because you played both teams last year. But I mean, obviously, Sidwell was at Hoophall. Mission Hills was here in California soil. But how excited are you about the opportunity, especially if it is Sidwell, right? Like that's another national showcase for you and the girls.
Yeah, I'm very excited. A good learning opportunity for us. And even if we don't win, we can learn a lot from that game. And it's also another opportunity for us to climb back into the ranking because I know we dropped after a few losses, but this is just another great chance for us. And it's here in our home state. It's something I'm excited about. But I mean, whatever team we play, I'm just, they deserve to be there. So I'm excited to play whoever.
Well, there's been Hawaii, Texas, or California.
Right.
Puff Morris continues to show why she's not only one of the most well-rounded basketball players, but one of the most well-rounded ambassadors for the Lord. 29 today, 5 3-pointers, and it wouldn't be the end of a December schedule approaching a new year without Etiwanda in another championship game. Right. That's what we're going to see here on Monday night. Puff, congratulations.
Thank you.